When WWE's brand new faction Retribution first debuted 8 years ago on the 3rd of August, causing such havoc like turning the lights on and off and inconveniencing this security guard, it was widely reported that the people under the blackface coverings weren't the actual wrestlers who'd eventually make up the stable. This allowed WWE to do what they don't do best: book on the fly, with Tommaso Ciampa and Dominik Dijakovic's names being teased as part of the group on social media. Ciampa's involvement was soon dropped, but last month, almost 6 weeks after they first debuted, Retribution finally unveiled their NXT call-up identities, complete with hilariously bad names. Dominik Dijakovic was now T-Bar, Dio Maddin was Mace, and Shane Thorne goes by Slapjack. It was later revealed that Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez would be called Reckoning and Retaliation, respectively. What did the rejected names look like? You'd think them revealing their identities on Raw would make them pretty safe. Well, tell that to Nexus-era Daniel Bryan, and 2016 Sanity's Sawyer Fulton, or pre-Batista Evolution Mark Jindrak, and potentially 2020 Retribution member Mercedes Martinez. Since Ali revealed himself as Retribution's leader, it's been speculated that Martinez has been dropped from the group. In all of Ali's Retribution tweets, he has tagged everyone but Martinez. Also, all the other Retribution Twitter accounts are following each other, but they're not following Martinez. She hasn't changed her name or set up a new Twitter account for her Retaliation character either, like everyone else in the faction. And Martinez's own Twitter account hasn't tweeted about Retribution at all. Her most recent post being, "A woman who knows her worth is dangerous AF. Potentially teasing a new non-Retribution gimmick. Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor. I call attention here to the first ever official meeting of the Authority. Okay, now I've got a roll call here. Corporate Shopper.
Yeah.
And Mr. Davis. Yes, I am here also. On the itinerary for today's first ever official meeting is how to crush lukewarm Luke Owen. Going to do the winning back the That Championship plan. We've got all the things Pete did wrong while Mr. Davis was away, and
Wait, sorry, what was that last one?
I said all the things Pete did wrong while Mr. Davis was away, and
I'm still not getting it. You might need to speak louder or something. Maybe it's my headset. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah. If you get closer, that's how headphones work.
Yeah.
It's
Still not getting it. You might need to do it again.
A bit closer. It's Raid Shadow Legends, Pete. You can play Raid Shadow Legends anytime, anywhere, on both mobile and desktop. Take on 10 challenging dungeons, complete the awesome story campaign, play with even more factions than a standard episode of Dynamite, collecting over 460 unique champions and joining one of 200,000 clans against 25 million players worldwide, making for infinite ways to play. And the game is being updated all the time, with the roadmap laying out the Artifact Forge, an advanced quest system, new champions, and the amazing looking Doom Tower. Doom Tower, title of your finishing move, with giant ice spider bosses. Kill it with fire! Download Raid using WrestleTalk special links in the video description below to find me in-game with the name Wonder Ollie. I used to be a different person back then. And join my Authority clan. And as a gift for using my special links, if you're a new player, I will reward you with 50,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, 5 mystery shards, a 1-day XP booster, and the free epic champion shaman. All this treasure will be waiting for new players here in the inbox for the next 30 days. Please at least give Raid a download using our links because it really helps support us here at WrestleTalk. Mr. Davis, thanks you. Happy Draft Day, everyone! That magical time of year where NXT gets completely gutted, that weird robot thing hangs out in the conference room, and we sing, "What are the rules? What are the Woohoo's! Well, thanks to Ryan Satin writing for Fox Sports, which is interesting in itself, showing the Pro Wrestling Sheet editor is still WWE's preferred correspondent to break news through, despite WWE Backstage being cancelled earlier this year. We've actually had the draft rules and pools laid out in advance, which I guarantee you will change again several times before it starts on SmackDown tonight. According to the report, we'll see the return of WWE Chief Brand Officer Stephanie McMahon to preside over the draft and announce both Raw and SmackDown's picks, because there's definitely no authority figures. They got rid of that. Sorry, definitely Raw's general manager Adam Pearce. And in a sentence that is most likely kayfabe, WWE have apparently been working with executives at Fox and USA Network over the past few weeks in regard to their preferences for draft picks. So what are the rules? What are the rules? Pretty much the same as last year's. More than 60 male superstars, female superstars, and tag teams have been placed into the 2020 WWE Draft. Since Friday Night SmackDown is a 2-hour show and Monday Night Raw is a 3-hour show, for every 2 picks SmackDown has, Raw will get 3 picks. Tag teams still count as 1 pick unless Fox or USA Network, in conjunction with WWE officials, wants to pick 1 superstar from the team. Any undrafted superstars will immediately be declared free agents and be able to sign with the brand of their choosing. Whack bat. As the draft will take place over 2 nights, with today's SmackDown and Monday's Raw, there are 2 separate pools, with tonight's including Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Dana Brooke as a solo pick, not with Mandy Rose there, Humberto Carrillo, Elias, Angel Garza, who's currently out injured, Drew Gulak, Heavy Machinery, which includes both Otis and Tucker, The Hurt Business, which has Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and MVP, Mickie James, Lucha House Party, of course, Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lindsay Dorado, Drew McIntyre, Murphy, Rey and Dominic Mysterio as 1 pick, Naomi, The New Day with Big E, Kofi, and Xavier all counting as 1, Roman Reigns, Ricochet, Seth Rollins, Mandy Rose, separate from Brooke, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the current Women's Tag Team Champions, Shorty G, AJ Styles, and Jey Uso. Meaning the WWE, Universal, Raw Women's and US Championships and the Money in the Bank briefcases brands will be decided tonight. The women's tag belts can float across both shows in theory. And night 2 on Monday will see Andrade, Bayley, Aleister Black, Alexa Bliss, not with Nikki Cross there, Daniel Bryan, Carmella, King Corbin, Apollo Crews, Nikki Cross of course separate from Bliss, Dabba Kato, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode as a unit, Eric of the Viking Raiders because Ivar's out injured, Lacey Evans, Charlotte Flair, Jeff Hardy, Billie Kay, Lana, Keith Lee, The Miz and John Morrison as a tag team, Riddick Moss, Natalya, Titus O'Neil, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, R-Truth, Retribution, which includes Mustafa Ali, T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, Reckoning, Spunk, Punch Fist, and Retaliation, Matt Riddle, The Riot Squad, which is both Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, Peyton Royce, Arturo Rouse, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, The Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, Braun Strowman, Tamina, Akira Tozawa, Zelina Vega, Bray Wyatt and Sami Zayn, which will decide where both sets of tag titles, the SmackDown Women's, Intercontinental and 24/7 championships go. This pool also confirms call-ups for Dabba Kato and Arturo Rouse, potentially hinting Raw Underground is indeed getting dropped and teasing Charlotte Flair might potentially return soon to once again become the Omni Flair. It also possibly kills the Retribution breakup rumor, with Mercedes' Retaliation name being part of their faction pick, suggesting she is still with the group. But there are still a number of big names missing from those pools, like the entirety of NXT. Thanks for your support on Patreon, WrestleTalk's personal ring announcer Rodrigo Benitez. After Triple H worryingly admitted in media calls over the last few weeks he has no idea whether NXT will be part of the draft, and then on Monday's Raw, MVP had a line suggesting they would be part of the picks, NXT is missing from these pools. Their names not being listed in them doesn't necessarily rule the brand out though, as swerves can always happen, but Triple H will hope his toys are safe for now. There are a number of big names not included though, like Becky Lynch, who's currently out pregnant, Edge, Ivar, Jimmy Uso, Jinder Mahal and Lars Sullivan, all unavailable through injury, part-timers like Big Show, John Cena, Kane and Brock Lesnar haven't been listed, and then, curiously, there's a bunch of people who are available but have been left off, like Bo Dallas, who hasn't appeared on WWE TV for a year now, the Forgotten Sons tag team, who were taken off SmackDown following Jackson Riker's controversial tweets during the Black Lives Matter movement, Mojo Rawley, the Singh brothers, and current Raw commentator Samoa Joe, who said in an interview yesterday that his in-ring career isn't over. What are the top picks and returns you think we're going to see in the draft? Let me know in the comments, because I'll be replying to people from out of the USA Network robot while doing the robot. Matt Riddle is scheduled to be part of Monday's pool, which will give WWE a few extra days to figure out how they're going to deal with him and them getting sued for millions of dollars. Following her accusations of sexual assault against Riddle during June's Speaking Out movement, the Chicago Sun-Times is reporting independent wrestler Candy Cartwright, real name Samantha Tavel, has filed a multi-million-dollar civil lawsuit against Riddle, WWE, and an unnamed Evolve founder. Fightful has acquired the court documents, adding Tavel is seeking $10 million per defendant for actual damages, damages from emotional distress, punitive damages, attorney's fees, and costs. The lawsuit alleges Riddle began sexually assaulting Tavel in April 2017 in the parking lot after an Evolve wrestling event. The lawsuit also alleges that Riddle bragged about this to former Evolve owner Gabe Sapolsky, and that those two entities and WWE tactily approved of Riddle's alleged sexual violence towards Tavel. The lawsuit continues, alleging Riddle informed WWE and Evolve that he did not want her working with the companies and that she was told issues with talent prevented the bookings. Fightful points out Tavel did still continue working for Evolve though, appearing on at least one Evolve show in February this year, while working with them as a social media ambassador. Riddle has denied all Tavel's allegations since June, and Fightful adds his attorney is planning to countersue. WWE has responded saying WWE has not been served with a lawsuit by Miss Tavel, however, if served, we will vigorously defend ourselves and contest it, while Sapolsky told Fightful, "It's news to me." There has been a brutal injury to a top WWE star. Click the video on the right to find out who, and watch me versus lukewarm Luke Owen in our own mock WWE draft on Wrestle2 by clicking the video below that. Please at least give Raid a download using our links in the video description below, as it really helps support the channel and it's really fun to play. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam that jam, or raid that raid.